Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is the first time that you are here, welcome. When you get a chance and you get through the video, before you click off, if you can hit that like button, I would appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed, go ahead and hit that subscribe button because I'm trying to get my 10,000 subscribers by April. So be part of that club, all right? I appreciate you. All right, so today, Michelle, that's me if you didn't know, I want to talk about, or actually, I want to answer some questions. So I have my iPad with me here, and on this lovely iPad is a bunch of questions that I've been asked over the last year. Some from my YouTube channel, some from my mentees, my journeyship session, my husband. So it'll probably be a couple different videos that I'll do with different random questions, right? Questions that new signing agents may want to know. Questions that I'm sure they have. And some maybe they don't, right? So let's see. Okay, disclaimer, I haven't picked any particular question. I'm not going in any particular order. They're not theme based. It's just questions, random questions, right? All right, so this one I will start first because it says, how long did it take you with becoming comfortable as a notary signing agent? And I have to be honest, everybody's answer to this is going to be different. So for me, I think, to be honest, maybe it took me maybe 5 or 6 signings. And I was like, this is like, I'm good. Like, because I was already ready. I had been doing mock signings. I have been recording myself, getting familiar with the documents. I had my own refinance documents. So when I went out there, my first couple, yeah, I was really nervous. But I love the fact of meeting new people, talking. They were happy being part of that final process. They're waiting to get their money so they can fix their house up or they can go on vacation. Like, I was excited. So I just wanted to keep doing it. So for me, 5 or 6. 5 or 6 signings is what it took for me to actually to get comfortable. Somebody asked me the other day, can I use a separate stamp when notarizing a document if my expiration date is not on my notary stamp? So I have seen in notary instructions from the title company saying handwrite your dates. Do not use a stamp date, right? So the answer to that, I would say, is no. If your commission expiration date is not on your stamp, you will need to handwrite it in, okay? Handwrite that commission stamp, all right? Read your instructions. I notice a lot of people don't read, so make sure you read your notary instructions, okay? All right. Somebody asked, this was funny. If I want to change the appointment time to another day, is that possible? Is that possible to change the day to another day? So you got you accepted assignment for today, but you want to change it for tomorrow because why? Because something changed in your schedule and you can't do it? No. If you are assigned to a signing and you are unable to fulfill the committed time and date, you will need to contact the sign-in service and let them know that you are unable to complete the sign-in and ask to be unassigned. Only because of the fact that the documents are time sensitive, which means that the date, most documents, if we're doing loan documents, right? Refinance, people are buying, selling homes or whatever. You can't just change the date on that, right? If it's a loan modification, that has a little bit more flexibility because the dates aren't always just like set in stone. But everything else, when it comes to real estate transactions, they're time sensitive. They're, funded deadlines. They're, you have to get these documents back. So I would say no. Um, because again, the documents would have to go back through underwriting. Everything would have to change. It could cause the interest rate to go up. It could cause the closing costs to increase. It could cause the cash to close to increase. So there's a lot of different things that play a part in why you can't change the date. So if you're not going to be able to do it on that day, just call the signing service and ask to be unassigned from that. I really hope that makes sense. So no, don't change the date. Now, when it comes to time, that's a different story, right? I would say if say you're doing a buyer or seller packet and there's a specific time, that I would say probably don't change the time, because if somebody is, buying a home and somebody's selling a home, they're probably closing in two different locations at the same time. So they're waiting for you to get these documents signed and the documents emailed or faxed or scanned back to them by a certain time so that they can go ahead and fund the loan, right? So the seller is waiting for their check and the buyer has a U-Haul outside, the closing place, waiting to get their keys, but they can't get their keys until you get the documents sent and they fund the loan from the seller, right? So I would not change. If you know that you're going to be late or something's going to, just ask to be reassigned, or, contact the title company and say, hey, this is what's going on. I may be just a little bit late. Are you okay with that? So with refis, it's a little bit more flexible, right? Even if it's a scan back, it's still a refinance. They still get a 3-day rescission period. So it's a little bit more flexible when you have a refinance to say, okay, I'm going to be an hour late, or 30 minutes late, contact this title company or the signing service, whatever your notary instruction says, contact them, let them know that you're going to be late. And then for sure, contact the signer first. That's what I do. I contact the signer and say, hey, it's Michelle. I'm running a little bit behind. I won't be there for such and such time. Will that work for you? If not, I can have have it reassigned to another notary. And if they say, oh yeah, that's fine, then I'm like, okay. So then, we set it up. I come at that allotted time. And then, you can contact the signing service or title and just let them know, especially if they were expecting a scan back at a particular time. If there's no scan backs required, and so you're changing the time. So I had a signer call and say, hey, the sign is at 9, but I need you to be here at 8 because I have a phone call at 9. Can you make that happen? Yeah, I can make that happen because I really had another signer right after you that I was going to be running late for. So great. So it works out, So anytime a signer asks you to change the time, and you're able to do so, that's great. I would still go into, especially when they ask to change the time, I would go into the sign, like for signature closes, right? You can go in and you can update the time and say that the signer requested a new time, and then you can change the time. That way, as soon as you finish the file, you can close it out. And they don't usually have a problem with that. I have not ran into a problem where they're saying, oh, the signer wants to sign earlier and it's a problem. No, I have never run into that. So again, check your notary instructions. I'm just saying from my experience, okay, from my experience, I've never run into that particular issue. All right, so one more question, because I don't want to make this video too long. So then I will answer one more question, and then I'll just do another video, say like video 2. Okay. All right. What if the signer decides that they do not want to sign the documents? All right. So if you get there, you verify their ID, you guys, you're going over the closing disclosure. And again, this is one reason why I do the settlement statement first and then the closing disclosure, because I always want them to I always want to go over the money first, because if there's an issue with the money, them other documents don't mean squat. Okay. So go over the numbers first. So if you get there and for whatever reason, if the signer says, you know what, I changed my mind, or these numbers aren't right, I'm not closing, I'm not signing these documents, so you can just pack up your stuff and go, right? Nobody's never been that rude to me, but I'm just saying, long story short, they're not signing. And you can tell them that, or ask them to call their loan officer to let their loan officer know what the issue is. Or did you want to contact your loan officer just to kind of double check the document, double check the numbers and see what happened? Let them know that they have options, right? So they can call the loan officer. And while they're calling the loan officer, you can call or email your contact person and say, hey, the signer has a discrepancy with the documents or with the numbers, and I'm not sure if they're going to close or they're not closing, just so that you can have that, excuse me, in writing. I always feel like if it's not in writing, it didn't happen. And I don't want anybody to get thrown under the bus. So make sure you send an email. Even if you talk to somebody, follow up with the email. Hey, I just talked to you. Just wanted to let you know, just wanted to send an email confirming that the signing did not take place because the signer was didn't like the numbers or whatever the reason was. But you can't make the signer sign. You can always, advise the signer that you do have a 3-day rescission period. So if you decided that you didn't want to go through with the signing, you do have that period where you actually can, cancel. You can advise them of that. But if he still says the numbers aren't right, I don't want to cancel, I respect that. I respect your decision. I understand. Let me contact my people to let them know that things aren't going to, that this loan is not going to close, and get the documents. Never leave the documents behind with the signer. Always get the documents, okay? They are yours, even the signed ones are yours. If I had taken a picture of their ID in my phone or something like that, I would just show them where, oh, I'm going to go ahead and just delete your ID. And if they ever reschedule, hopefully I'll have the opportunity to be your notary, okay? Hope things work out for you. Have a great 2022, whatever happy holidays, whatever you want to say, because you can't make people, sign. And it sucks for us, right? Because if they don't sign or, sign the whole packet, a lot of times you don't get the full fee. You only get like a trip fee, which is probably half or less than half of what you were actually going to get paid. So sometimes it's not even worth it to go out there. But we hope that all loans close, right? So anyway, those are just a couple questions. I will come back with another video answering some more questions. You guys like my tree? Look at my tree. I call it my girl tree. It's my girl tree. So it has all my nieces, little, see, that one's for Sienna, for my niece. But anyway, it's my girl tree. Yes, you can see right through it, but it's so pretty. It's so cute. I love it. All right, guys, don't forget to like the video, share it, subscribe, guys. I need my 10,000 subscribers. Then I can do another drawing. All right. I love you guys. I will see you in the next video, which will probably be in like 5 minutes. All right. Deuces.